Welcome, guys. This is another live chat stream I'm doing for my viewers. And in tonight's live chat, I keep hearing so much about Star Wars. I mean, because in the next week or two, no, 2 weeks, something like that. Yeah, Star Wars: The Force Awakens comes out. Alright, back it up. The Last Jedi. Yes, The Last Jedi comes out soon, and before The Last Jedi comes out, I keep thinking about The Force Awakens and the complaints, if you will, of some people saying, well, when the criticism is The Force Awakens is too much or too similar to A New Hope. But is that true? Is Force Awakens a copy of A New Hope? Well, I would agree to some of those. I mean, there are some valid arguments, so I kind of agree with that. Yes. There is no denying it. Disney and J.J. Abrams, they played it safe, making this movie, and for good reason too. So let's kind of get into this discussion now here. So anyway, if you're just tuning in to the live chat tonight, I'm talking about Star Wars, Force Awakens, and how it's similar to A New Hope, but yeah, it is. I can't deny it. It is similar to. But so I'm going to dive right into that, and if you want to join in on tonight's topic, please chat with me. I have the chat room is open, so you can drop a line anytime you'd like, and hey, let's talk about this. So anyway, so yeah, New Hope or Force Awakens. Okay, so after Disney had bought Lucasfilms, and after the disappointment from the prequels, fans were wanting Star Wars, a sci-fi adventure of good versus evil. That's what the fans were wanting when the prequels came out, and that didn't happen. But I do applaud, George Lucas for attempting to take Star Wars into a new direction with the prequels, and for the most part, okay. I think the prequels would have worked. If it would have worked if the stories, the scripts, everything, directing, all that, if it was done a little bit better. If it was done more like Star Wars: The Clone Wars TV series, I think the prequels would have worked a lot better. Sorry, George, but yeah, that's the truth. So yeah, so of course, so when Disney came along, they bought out Lucasfilms, and yeah, like I said, of course, Disney was going to play it safe. This is their first attempt at a Star Wars movie. So I remember, for my first viewing of it, from the opening crawl, I remember, it's saying, the crawls, informing us that, Luke Skywalker's missing. And it also informed us the rise of the First Order, and of course there's certain doom out there that's plaguing the galaxy. Oh no, where's George, or where's Luke Skywalker? Oh, he's missing. However, there is good news, as the crawl informed us, that there is a piece of map to help find where Luke Skywalker is. And I remember, this is a memory I have, after just seeing the opening crawl to The Force Awakens, I'm thinking to myself, you know what? this is much better. I like this crawl. I mean, it was nothing like, you know, when we first saw the Phantom Menace crawl. So like the first thing that popped in my head was, oh, this crawl didn't mention anything about was it taxes, trade disputes, and blockades. Nothing like that. So yeah, I mean, it had nothing, nothing of like that. No tax, anything. So I mean, that, like, to me, was a very decent step in the right direction. Like, yes, like, finally, we're finally getting the Star Wars that fans want. You know, this is a Star Wars movie. You know, I mean, again, nothing. I don't want to like crap all of the prequels or anything, but I mean, they were good at first, but I mean, as time wore on, like, whatever. But anyway, so yeah, The Force Awakens, you know, accomplished a great deal for Disney. I mean, it did. Like, okay, let me explain. Disney delivered a Star Wars movie. It had, you know, like I said, good versus evil. It had that. It got back to kind of the core principles that made Star Wars great. I mean, yes, I do agree to some of the criticism that's too similar to A New Hope. Though, my biggest nitpick was that, you know, was the Star Killer base. At that point, when, you know, they introduced the Star Killer base, I was like, oh, here we go again. You know, that was the point. I mean, that to me, like, okay, I can't really argue with that. So yeah, I mean, yeah, criticisms right there. So yeah, I mean, I do agree with the majority of fans who are upset about it having too many similarities. So at that point, I felt like, you know, Han Solo. So, like, you know, he said, like, okay, oh, it's just another Death Star. Okay, so how do we blow this one up, you know? But, you know, I have to say, you know, other than that, I mean, I had a lot of fun watching it. I didn't have it, you know, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I mean, like I said, like, you know, what do you guys think out there? I mean, do you agree with me so far? So anyway, I mean, okay. Most importantly, where Force Awakens delivers, for me at least, it's the kind of movie I feel I can keep going back to. For example, when The Phantom Menace came out, I liked it. I liked it at first, but over time, it just kept. It was just okay, you know. You know, when George Lucas was like, "Hey, I want to jump on board this 3D gimmick." You remember? Okay, you guys remember that? Yeah, Lucas's attempt at 3D Star Wars, when he was going to release all 6 episodes in chronological order. That I can speak in order, 1 through 6, all in 3D. You know, of course. I mean, okay. So let's back to I did go see when Phantom Menace came out, was re-released in theaters in 3D. I of course went and saw it in 3D, and trust me, the 3D gimmick did not help save it. I left the theater thinking to myself, well, that was boring. I'm saying, you know, like I'm on the internet, like I'm on internet forums, like after seeing that movie, I'm on internet forums, And yeah, I hear like Lucas say like George Lucas wanted to go the 3D route. At that point, I was saying like my criticism of going the 3D route was that this is like my opinion. George Lucas should have released 4, 5, and 6 right off the bat with the 3D gimmick. Just do it right away, because with that, like the episodes 4, 5, and 6 were about space adventures and stuff. I mean, the things that people loved, the people that went back to going and see Star Wars all the time. It was that epic, battles in space between good and evil. That's the one that brings the audience in to the theaters. Even if they saw it like a million times, 4, 5, and 6 would still bring in ticket sales. I mean, I still believed in that. Like, if Lucas had just released 4, 5, and 6 first, and then 1, 2, and 3 in 3D, I think he would have had a better turnout on ticket sales. Of course, as we all know what happened with the Phantom Menace 3D coming out first on theaters, and how that turned out. Yeah, and I guess that's why we are here now talking about The Force Awakens, because I remember like right after the Phantom Menace had bombed in the box office, like surprise, surprise. Yeah, like I said, 3D gimmick didn't help the Phantom Menace at all. It did not. I'm sorry, it just did not. Because I was like, oh god, so yeah. So after that whole mess, we haven't heard really anything for a while from George Lucas as far as or Lucasfilms as far as like what's going to happen next. So then fast forward a couple years, and all of a sudden George Lucas is selling Star Wars to Disney to take the reins and go or doing like episode 7, 8, 9, which was first like the big announcement after the purchase. And I remember when hearing that news, I was like, finally, yes, Force Awakens, or excuse me, it was Force Awakens. I was like, yes, episode 7, yes, episode 8, yes, episode 9. That's how I was. I mean, like, finally, we're moving forward, is what I've always wanted too, from the Star Wars point of view. I wanted to move forward. I was excited to hear it, and then now we're here talking about Force Awakens, and I'm sorry, like I think Force Awakens does a good job at selling us that epic sci-fi story of galactic space opera. I mean, okay, like 10 or so years down the road, can I see myself going back to the Force Awakens? Like, if Lucasfilms re-released Force Awakens in theaters 10 years down the road, you bet your ass I'll be going back to seeing that, and I'll probably be liking it even more. So I mean, it kind of gets back. Okay, so I'm kind of getting back now to, tonight's topic. That everybody is complaining about. Finally, we get a Star Wars movie. That is Star Wars. In my opinion, it's Star Wars. And now people are complaining about like, oh, it's too similar to A New Hope. I have to say, if we're going to be nitpicking about The Force Awakens for copying A New Hope, then I think we should start nitpicking A New Hope for copying ideas from the Flash Gordon series. Excuse me, and those old movies of the World War airplane dogfights. Yeah, that George Lucas borrowed. Used, he put his own spin on it. Obviously, he's put his own sci-fi spin on it, and that's how we got the TIE fighters versus the X-wings, and then like I say, the iconic open crawl. That was inspired by the Flash Gordon series. So, yeah, I mean, all right, hold on a second here. Try to catch my breath here. So, I mean, it just begs the question: is using, using a familiar formula that works and putting your own spin on it. I mean, I think it's fine, you know. Like if you could take like an idea that someone else has done, or like, you know, inspirations of a certain story that works so well, and you can kind of put your own little spin on it, I say go for it. You know, I mean, that I see it all the time, you know, in media. I mean, it's really nothing new. I mean, seriously, it's nothing new about how some ideas get reused. And again, like I say, going back to the Force Awakens, I mean, they do end up using a lot of the similar ideas that we saw in New Hope, and I really don't think there's anything wrong with it. But hey, you know, I mean, like I said, this is why I created this live chat forum, because like the first chat forum that I did about the Orville, I mean, I got a pretty good response back from it. People are wanting to hear, you know, talk geeky sci-fi stuff, you know, anything like that. I mean, that's why I created this forum. Like, this forum is so awesome. That's why I really want to do. I want to just talk about Star Wars today and Force Awakens and the big complaints I keep hearing. It's just too similar to A New Hope. So I really just want to put it to rest. Like, yes, Force Awakens did do that, and like I said, for very good reasons. For very good reasons they did this, is because, you know, I believe, you know, coming off of, you know, the prequels, those were like the last 3 movies, well, new Star Wars movies that came out. Didn't go over with the fans very well, because it's funny, like, you know, the Phantom Menace, you know, like everyone was excited about it, but then people start kind of complaining about it afterwards. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's not as good. Now it's like I'm just totally lost track of my train of thought here. What was I saying? Oh, about the Force Awakens. It does, like I said, it does borrow. And when, you know, the Phantom Menace didn't go over so well, and then the Attack of the Clones didn't. But I mean, I think this Revenge of the Sith was, you know, was the better of the 3 prequels. But then when Disney had bought out, you know, like, oh, we still have, Disney's like, well, shit, you know, we got these the prequels as far as, like, you know, Star Wars history here, and so now, you know, Disney wants to go forward with 7, 8, and 9, and it's like they almost have to play it safe. I really think they just have to play it safe, because I mean, Disney, you know, spent a lot of money buying the rights to use buying the rights to Lucasfilms using the Star Wars rights, you know, property and all that, to their advantage, of course. Like with any movie, studio production and, you know, executive producers, all that, you know, obviously they want to make money from their movies that they make. And so obviously with, again, it's like, I hate to shit all over the prequels, but it's like, you know, they did kind of leave a bad taste in everyone's mouths. And now, you know, Disney just spent a buttload of money getting the rights to Lucasfilms. So, I mean, if they had like say J.J. Abrams, create this brand new like not like borrowing anything from previous Star Wars movies. If he just created a brand new trilogy, obviously with continuing the adventures of Luke Skywalker and stuff from the original trilogy, if they had done that, would it have had worked? I mean, I'm trying to say, would that have worked? I mean, we really don't know the answer to that, but I have a feeling if Episode 7, Force Awakens, was brand new, like it tried to take Star Wars in a completely different direction, like no Star Killer Base, no Death Star 3 or 4 or 5, nothing like that. Would have it worked? Would it work? I don't know, but I'm just thinking that would have been a really huge risk, because then there's just like no pleasing the fans, in my opinion. And so yeah, people would have gotten really pissed off, like oh my god, Disney's ruined Star Wars because they made this completely new thing, but it sucked. Oh my god, it sucked, it's so bad. Ugh. I mean, they should have just went with what made the original trilogy so great. That probably would have been the argument. But anyway, I mean, so yeah, you bet your ass. Yeah, they played it safe. J.J. Abrams played it safe when making The Force Awakens. Yeah, I mean, besides, this is another thing I want to kind of put out there for anyone who's watching this, and Star Wars fans and other sci-fi fans out there is watching this. This is what I want to put out. The Force Awakens, or no, what was I going to say? Yeah, it was. Oh shit, man! Damn it! I just lost my train of thought again. Damn it! Because I was saying, like, The Force Awakens is, they had to play it safe, and oh shit, I was going to say something and I totally forgot. Damn it. Damn. Alright. I just had on the tip of my tongue, I was going to say it and I totally didn't space, but I fucked up. Alright. But anyway, moving on. I mean, yeah, of course they played it safe. And had they, like I said, gone a new route, we wouldn't have known if it worked or not. Oh shit, now it's really bugging the shit out of me. Shit. Now I'm going to think about it later. I'm like, oh crap, that's what I meant to say. Shit, this is what happens when you get old. Anyway, but hey, I mean, Disney did just make the recent announcement, right? That big announcement they just made after Episode 9 is done. There will be a new trilogy. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. And it's going to be brand new. And now what does Disney mean by brand new trilogy? I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But, I have a funny feeling, even when the first movie of the new trilogy comes out, people are still going to nitpick it to death and make complaints about it. I mean, just like they're doing The Force Awakens right now. I mean, I guess there's just no pleasing anybody nowadays. But yeah, I mean, like I said, even with a new trilogy coming out, people are still going to complain about it. And that's what it was. Oh, good. Now I have to say it before I forget it again. Okay, here it is. This is my biggest kind of thing I want to put out there for the people who are watching this. I feel that if you're going to make a Star Wars movie, and you're going to borrow ideas from, because you got like what? Yeah, you got 6 movies before The Force Awakens came out. If you're going to borrow material from any 6 of those movies, which movie are you going to borrow from? I mean, me personally, I would have done the same thing. I would borrow from A New Hope, and maybe a little bit of Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi throw in there somewhere. But mostly, I would have borrowed from A New Hope. I would have done the same thing if I was J.J. Abrams. I'm serious. I mean, fuck, I ain't going to... Sorry, George Lucas, about crap on your prequels again. Yeah, I would not have borrowed from the prequels at all. But like I said earlier in the video, in live chat here, I think the prequels could have worked if it was, if it was done better. But like I said, I do applaud George Lucas for trying to take Star Wars in a completely new direction. And unfortunately, it didn't work out, which is a bummer, because I was excited, and I still am excited about seeing, the prequels and stuff. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be fine-tuned and worked upon and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I applaud J.J. Abrams for giving us, The Force Awakens, the direction that he went in. And like I said, I agree with it. I mean, if you're going to borrow from any previous Star Wars film, if you're going to borrow material from any previous Star Wars film, seriously, would you borrow from The Phantom Menace or the Attack of the Clones? I mean, no. I'd be borrowing material from The Force Awakens as well. So yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, that's all I have on this topic tonight. It's crazy. I mean, but so I've been talking for a while now, and I just want to hear from you, the viewers that are watching this right now. I mean, you might be watching this now, later on in the week when it's just, it's a pre-recorded video now. But like I said, I think I got, I think I'm working on a good idea here with doing these live chat streams. So yeah, so that's the direction I am now taking the K channel into now, is diving. I think I got something on my hands, and I'm going to stay at it. When I strike while the iron's hot, so to speak. Yeah, I'm going. But I want to do this more often, not just one day during the week. I want to do it whenever I can, really. I think I'm going. I might have to sit down and come up with a schedule of live chat video stream schedule. Figure out what nights are good to do a live stream. But hey, if you're watching this now, and yeah, I want to hear from you. What do you think? I mean, do you like this concept? I really want to know if you guys like this concept, and I'm going to keep at it. And do you have any ideas as far as as far as a schedule? What kind of schedule would you suggest to me for these live chat video streams? And I mean they are going to be live chat all the time. Yeah, because obviously that's in the name. So I want to do this because I want to do this open format. I like this idea of doing an open forum for my viewers, so I can have more interaction with you guys. Anyway, I mean, if you're watching this at a later date, the comment section is always open. It's always open. So please, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. I mean, that I appreciate that a lot. So yeah, I'm sorry I got distracted by my cat over there. I think they found something. Hopefully nothing got inside the house. Oh, probably the bug. Okay. Anyway, that's it. Yeah, I mean, if you liked tonight's video, yes, please help it by giving a big old thumbs up. If you're like one of those people who are still going like, yeah, you know, Force Awakens sucks, yeah, just go ahead and give me a thumbs down if you feel that strongly about it. Yeah, I mean, like, the biggest thing to help with my channel, help support the channel, is obviously commenting and sharing the videos is another big way to help, and subscribing is also a huge help too. And if you're subscribed to my channel, if you hit that little bell thing, I have to put up a graphic, but I don't have a graphic on hand right now, but I'll put up one later, that little bell thing. If you click on that, they'll let you know, like, whenever I go live, or, you know, whatever new videos I put up, is going to alert you and let you know. So yeah, I mean, I seriously enjoy doing this, and let's see, that's about it. Yeah. Oh, also, another big way to help out, to help support the channel, if you haven't already, you know, like I said, please feel free to check out, because I'm going to leave all the links in the description box below here. And like I say, you help by going to, what is it, the Patreon website. Like I said, it's in the description below. If you want, you can become a patron of the show over at patreon.com/KAlbert. And, you know, I just have like little small reward tiers, you say. So, no, Jamie, that's fine for her. Silly cat. So anyway, I was saying, yeah, check out my Patreon site. Like I said, I got a bunch of cool little perks. I mean, that's another big way to help. Financially, that's awesome if you guys want to do. I mean, no pressure, but, you know, I do offer like private podcast shows for my patrons, and other like behind the video camera footage, which I'm going to be filming that pretty soon. So be on the lookout for that. Also, if you want to stalk me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, the link's below. It's at Kevin1701, and yes, that big of a geeky nerd, putting 1701 at the end of my name and the Twitter handle. And also, I do have a Facebook fan page for you guys to check out as well. And so that's about it. So yeah, this was a great video tonight. I think it's pretty good. You know, what do you guys think? So yeah, anyway, I'm getting out of here. You guys rock. Have an awesome day.
Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun.